Hi, my name is Scott Cutler, and I'm a planner with the City of Wheat Ridge Community Development Department. This is case number WZ-21-04, which is a request for approval of a zone change from planned commercial development to planned mixed-use development with an outline development plan. It's located at approximately 4051 Clear Creek Drive, north of 40th Avenue in the Clear Creek Crossing development. I would like to enter into the public record the contents of the case file, the zoning ordinance, the comprehensive plan, and this presentation. The properties within the City of Wheat Ridge, all appropriate notification and posting requirements have been met, therefore City Council has jurisdiction to hear this case. This is a 2020 aerial view of the property. The subject property is outlined here in red in the middle of the screen. The site is located beyond the northern current terminus of Clear Creek Drive on the west side north of 40th Avenue. Ponds owned by Coors Brewing Company are located to the west and south. The site sits on the Wheat Ridge city limit with unincorporated Jefferson County to the west. I-70 is located further east, and Highway 58 is located further north. The property is currently zoned planned commercial development, which was approved in 2011 as part of the original Clear Creek Crossing rezoning. The PCD zoning is shown in gray. The light blue area to the east is zoned Planned Mixed-Use Development, or PMUD. This zoning was approved in 2018 as part of the current development of Clear Creek Crossing and included an outline development plan, ODP, and design pattern book, breaking the site up into multiple planning areas with different standards and allowed uses. The subject property was not included in that rezoning. The purpose of the request is to rezone the property to planned mixed-use development. This corresponds to the PMUD zoning that covers the adjacent Clear Creek Crossing site. The subject property is described as Planning Area 9 to complement the existing 8 planning areas in the adjacent PMUD. PA 9 is proposed as an extension of the Homestead District with its own distinct ODP and design pattern book. Although these documents make references to and are modeled after the 2018 ODP and design pattern book for Clear Creek Crossing, they are standalone documents and no modifications are proposed to the documents governing the balance of the Clear Creek Crossing site. If the zone change is approved, the applicant is proposing to build multifamily rental apartments on the site, which would be phase 2 of the existing Outlook apartment site across Clear Creek Drive to the east. This slide shows a map from the proposed design pattern book that shows the PA9 site in context with the rest of the Clear Creek Crossing to development. North is to the left. The applicant is proposing to call the site PA9 and to include it in the Homestead District for the purposes of design standards. This table shows the proposed development standards for the site, which are similar to those for the existing Outlook apartments in PA2 across the street. However, there are a couple of differences, notably that the only proposed permitted uses for PA9 would be residential, with limited public and civic uses, including open space. Commercial uses are not anticipated, nor will they be permitted in this planning area. Also, the proposed building maximum height of 50 feet is shorter than PA2, which allows 65 feet residential buildings and up to 90 feet for commercial buildings. Lastly, there is a proposed cap on the total number of dwelling units permitted on the site at 250. Although this area is exempted from height and density restrictions in the city charter, the maximum of 250 units will allow reasonable development without overly impacting roads and infrastructure and affecting overall traffic numbers in the development. The proposed standards will follow the standards outlined in the original design pattern book for Clear Creek Crossing, which mandates a modern agrarian architectural theme for all developments. These standards include material, landscaping, lighting, and site furnishing requirements. The standards will allow the architecture of the new development to complement the existing Outlook development to the east. This slide shows the proposed access into PA9 and connections to other sites. 2 vehicle access points are proposed into the site, one from Clear Creek Drive across from the northern boundary of PA2, and one between the site and PA7, which is the future hotel site. These points align with regional circulation goals established in the overall design pattern book for Clear Creek Crossing. The rezoning also plans for a future trailhead area at the terminus of Clear Creek Drive, which will be extended from its current location further north to provide access to this development. The trailhead area will include an on-site trailhead structure and open space. Connections will be made to the trail that ultimately meets up with the Clear Creek Greenbelt further north. Essentially, the current conditions will shift north and a trailhead structure will be added as required by the rezoning documents. As a requirement of the zone change process, a neighborhood meeting was held on June 30th, 2021 in a virtual Zoom meeting setting. No people attended the meeting, but a summary is provided in the staff report. Since Wheat Ridge is not a full-service city, we sent the application on referral to outside agencies, including fire, water, sanitation, and Excel, and also completed an internal review. We did not receive concerns or objections from outside agencies. Any future development on the site will also be referred to these agencies for more specific comments about required easements and service setups. The Planning Commission recommended approval of this request at a public hearing on October 21st, 2021. Before the hearing, the property was posted for 15 days and letters were sent to property owners within a 600-foot radius. Comments collected on Wheat Ridge Speaks will be reviewed by the City Council. Staff is required to review these types of rezoning applications with the plan development criteria in the City Code. One of the criteria is compliance with the city's comprehensive plan. The plan has two designations for this area: Regional Commercial Center and Mixed-Use Commercial. In this instance, the 2009 comprehensive plan designations were very specifically influenced by the former Cabela's development plans, which called for Cabela's as an anchor tenant. When PA9 is considered in combination with the larger Clear Creek Crossing development, the project as a whole upholds the long-range goals of the city to create a mixed-use development. The mixed-use commercial designation specifically focuses on long-term infill, redevelopment, and reinvestment with a mix of uses. Ultimately, staff is recommending approval of the request for the following reasons. The proposed zone change will promote the public health, safety, and welfare of the community and does not result in an adverse effect on the surrounding area. Utility infrastructure adequately services the property. The proposed zone change is consistent with the goals and objectives of the city's comprehensive plan and consistent with the goals of the Clear Creek Crossing area. The zone change will provide additional opportunity for reinvestment in the area, and the criteria used to evaluate a zone change supports the request. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.